Hi peeps, welcome back to Tay the Writer Foodie. Um, I don't know if you'll notice in a couple of hours, but I just got done posting a video where I was reading a chapter of the Bible, New Living Translation. Uh, I'm gonna start doing that every night, but specifically every Thursday and maybe every Tuesday if I can stretch it. I'm going to read other books because I reckon I mostly want this to be a reading channel. And I thought the only way that I could get across reading things is by reading like books in like the public domain, where it's like the books have been out for like a gazillion, like a really long time. Um, so tonight, um, if you if you end up watching my Bible video, this is gonna be a bit of a tonal whiplash. But tonight we're starting with Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy. Alighieri. I think I'm probably butchering that last name. Um, but look at this. Isn't this just one of those beautiful covers you've ever seen? It's gorgeous. I love it. I got it for Christmas. Shout out to my fiance. He knows me so well. Um, I'm also partially wanting to read this in honor of the new Devil May Cry series that came out on Netflix recently. I love that show. I love it so much. And the characters are like Dante and Virgil after like Dante and the poet Virgil in the book. Um, but I'm really excited to read this. I've never read the Divine Comedy, and I'm a like a studier of literature. I love English lit. But I've wanted to read the Divine Comedy for a while, and I've never read it. I've been kind of building up my classics repertoire so that I may eventually um or my classics library so that I can start reading um some like classics that are in the public domain, um and hopefully have that as like a compliment too. um uh what am I trying to say here? um and have that as like a compliment, like an aside to, you know, reading like a chapter of the Bible, and then, you know, every Thursday reading reading a chapter of a work from the public domain. As I'm a really big fan of literature, and I do believe that we should really be paying more attention to the books that have helped shape the English literature as we know it. Um, Divine Comedy's not really talked about in English lit. It's not really. But you know what? I reckon I can draw some attention to it. So, um, I hear this is a like. I mean, at least the snippets that I read, on online, um, it's complicated. It's all broken up into cantos. Cantos? Cantos? Again, I'm probably butchering that. Um, but we are gonna start with, if I'm gonna go here. Honestly, the illustrations of this book are so beautiful. This copy's from, Robinson's Bookshop, I think. Again, not sponsored. Not sponsored. For full disclosure. Um, I just love this copy. It's so gorgeous. It's got like the gilt ends and the cover art. Oh gosh, I love this book. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. Um, but yeah, we're gonna start with Canto 1. Um, the Dark Forest, the Hill of Difficulty, the Panther, the Lion, and the Wolf, Virgil. Uh, Virgil, as in Virgil, not Vergil. So the world difference between that and Devil May Cry, but you know, it's not the same. It's merely inspired. Um, it, Devil May Cry has like some inspo from Dante's Inferno or Divine Comedy, whatever. I think those two titles are used interchangeably, but anyway, I'm gonna get started. I don't know how long this canto is. Oh, and I'm just running into more beautiful illustrations. They're like pretty much on every page. They're so gorgeous. Oh, this is kind of a short one. Wow. Right. So it's not. It's like poetry or something. Right. Enough rambling for me. I've spent nearly 6 minutes rambling. We're gonna get started. Okay, yeah, again, Canto 1, The Dark Forest, The Hill of Difficulty, The Panther, the Lion, and the Wolf, Virgil. Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark, for the straightforward pathway had been lost. Ah me, how hard a thing it is to say, what was this forest, savage, rough, and stern, which in the very thought renews the fear. So bitter is it, death is little more, but of the good to treat, which there I found, speak will I of the other things I saw there. I cannot well repeat how there I entered, so full was I gotta turn it down. So full was I of slumber at the moment in which I had abandoned the true way. But after I had reached a mountain's foot, at that point where the valley terminated, which had with consternation pierced my heart, upward I looked, and I beheld its shoulders, vested already with that planet's race, which leadeth others right by every road. Then was the fear a little quieted. Then in my heart's lake had endured throughout the night, which I had passed so piteously. And even as he who with distressful breath forth issued from the sea upon the shore turns to the water perilous and gazes, so did my soul, that still was fleeing onward, turn back to re-behold the past which never yet a living person left. After my weary body I had rested, the way resumed I on the desert slope, so that the firm foot ever was the lower. And lo, almost where the ascent began, a panther light and swift exceedingly, which with a spotted skin was covered o'er. And never moved she from before my face, nay, rather did impede so much my way, that many times I to return had turned. The time was the beginning of the morning, and up the sun was mounting with those stars, that with him were, what time the love divine, at first in motion, set those beauteous things. So were to me occasion of good hope, the variegated skin of variegated, I'm butchering that, skin of that wild beast, the hour of time and the delicious season, but not so much that did not give me fear, a lion's aspect which appeared to me. He seemed as if against me he were coming, with head uplifted and with ravenous hunger, so that it seemed the air was afraid of him. Oh gosh. Oh, these illustrations are so gorgeous. I do love them. I love illustrations in books. They're so pretty. And a she-wolf that with all hungerings seemed to be laden in her meagerness, and many folk has cause to live forlorn. She brought upon me so much heaviness, with the affright that from her aspect came, that I the hope relinquished of the height. And as he is who willingly acquires, and the time comes that causes him to lose, who weeps in all his thoughts and is despondent, even such made me that beast without in peace, which coming on against me by degrees, thrust me back thither where the sun is silent. While I was rushing downward to the lowland, before mine eyes did one present himself, who seemed from long continued silence hoarse. When I beheld him in the desert vast, have pity on me, unto him I cried, whichever thou art, or shade or real man. He answered me, not man, man once I was, and both my parents were of Lombardy, and Mantuans by country both of them. Sub Julio was I born, though it was late, and lived at Rome under the good Augustus during the time of false and lying gods. A poet was I, and sang that just son of Anchises, who came forth from Troy after that Ilion the superb was burned. But thou, why goest thou back to such annoyance? Why climbest thou not the Mount Delectable, which is the source and cause of every joy? Now art thou that Virgilus, and that fountain which spreads abroad so wide a river of speech. I made response to him with bashful forehead. O, of the other poets, honour and light, avail me the long study and great love that have impelled me to explore thy volume. Thou art my master, and my author thou. Thou art alone the one from which I took, the one from whom I took, the beautiful style that has done honour to me. Behold the beast for which I have turned back. Do thou protect me from her, famous sage, for she doth make my veins and pulses tremble. Thee it behoves to take another road, responded he, when he beheld me weeping, if from the savage place thou wouldst escape. Because this beast, at which thou criest out, suffers not any one to pass her way, but so doth harass him that she destroys him, and has a nature so malign and ruthless that never doth she glut her greedy will, and after food is hungrier than before. Many the animals with whom she weds, and more they shall be still, until the greyhound comes who shall make her perish in her pain. He shall not feed on either earth or pelf, but upon wisdom, and on love and virtue. Twixt Feltro and Feltro shall his nation be. Of that low Italy shall he be the savior, on whose account the maid Camilla died. Eurelius, yeah, butchering that. Man, these names are confusing. Turnus, Nisus, of their wounds. Through every city shall he hunt her down, until he shall have driven her back to hell, where from whence envy first did let her loose. Therefore I think and judge it for thy best, thou follow me, and I will be thy guide, and lead thee thence through the eternal place, where thou shalt hear the desperate lamentations, thou shalt see the ancient spirits disconsolate, who cry out each one for the second death, and thou shalt see those who contented are within the fire, because they hope to come, whenever it may be, to the blessed people. To whom then, if thou wishest to ascend, a soul shall be for that than I more worthy. With her at my departure I will leave thee, because that emperor who reigns above, in that I was rebellious to his law, wills that through me none come into his city. He governs everywhere, and there he reigns. There is his city and his lofty throne. O happy he whom thereto he elects. And I to him, poet, I thee entreat, by that same God whom thou didst never know, so that I may escape this woe and worse, thou wouldst conduct me there where thou hast said, that I may see the portal of St. Peter, and those thou makest so disconsolate. Then he moved on, and I behind him followed. That was Canto 1 of Canto, Potato, of the Divine Comedy. Dante Alighieri. Again, I'm probably butchering that. That was a really difficult chapter to read. There's a lot of Shakespearean language going on there. A lot of which I still have a very hard time pronouncing. But hopefully my pronunciation's will get better. If I have absolutely murdered the pronunciations of anything, please let me know. Um, please let me know in the comments if I'm absolutely murdering the pronunciations of anything. Phonetic whatevers would be very helpful. Some phonetic pointers would be very helpful. Um, that was a lot more difficult to read than my chapter of the Bible tonight. Um, I I find the chapter of the Bible I find the Bible just much easier to read. Though not the King James version, King James version, I think, because that's got a lot of thy thee thou, yeah, thy thee thou, like that's also really confusing. Uh, like the ones that don't have that are um much easier for me to read. Um, but I do like the Shakespearean language. I think it really brings across the tone of Dante's Inferno. I'm looking forward to reading more. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading more. Um, but yeah, I hope you all have a good night. Um, and I hope that my reading was not too terrible. I'm still just learning how to get comfortable. Uh, conversing with a camera, um, and stuff. But yeah, again, I hope you have a good night. Um, uh, wow. Okay. Um, again, every Thursday, um, well, it's Friday now, technically. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, every Thursday, um, or Friday, but I'm gonna try and make it every Thursday. I'm gonna be reading a chapter from a public domain work, so we're gonna keep going with Dante's Inferno until we're done. Um, but every night, um, I will read a chapter of the Bible. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Um, but yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm very excited to see what this, new era of the channel is gonna be. Well, I am saying new era, but in reality, it's not really an era if you only posted 2 videos before. It's not an era. It's not a new era if you only posted if you only posted 2 videos before. Before this, um, that's that's barely even a start. Um, but yeah, I'm so excited to see where this goes. Um, and yeah, I hope that my reading was at least a little bit of kind of you know background noise and like pleasant lo-fi or whatever. But again, um, I reckon I'm gonna go to bed. I don't know about you. I don't know what time it is in your corner of the world. Hopefully it's not as late as it is over here. It's now 1:08. Um, it's now 1:08 in the morning. So early. Uh, but whew, I don't really orient myself. Much love. Um, and yeah, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Um, thank you for tuning in, and have a good night. Thank you. Bye.